They are using this to stoke the flames of division in the United States. And of course, then they get someone who is going to be very helpful to them in this war against Ukraine. Brittney Griner, what do you think about that swap? Was it a fair deal for the merchant of death?
It's really interesting because it turns out Vladimir Putin is the most dangerous human being in the world, and he's planning world domination. We have to fight a proxy war through Ukraine and risk nuclear annihilation in order to keep him from spreading his power. Unless we have like one of our aristocracy over there on like drug charges, and then we can trade him an arms dealer kind of whenever we want to, right? And that's the thing, a lot of people have pointed out that the Marine over there who was arrested for, was arrested for possible espionage, that kind of thing. Who knows what kind of truth there is behind that? But it's very obvious that the United States had its priority, and it chose someone who ticked all the right progressive boxes and had the right politics and had the right social status before it chose somebody who, served their country honorably. So.
Yeah. My friend was asking me what I thought about this. And, call me nostalgic, but I always think it's good to get American citizens back. And I always wanted her to come back, even though she is kind of made known that she doesn't really appreciate the country in which she lives, and she believes people like her are oppressed in the United States. And I still thought, okay, she's an American citizen. We should do everything that we can to get her back, as well as all other American citizens. However, I also think that it is a bad deal. It's a great deal for Russia. It helps in so many ways. It makes Joe Biden look weak, that he would get this kind of person for the kind of person that they wanted, this arms dealer that is responsible for thousands and thousands of deaths around the world, including Americans. And they also, I think, picked a person that they knew was going to stoke the culture war. I mean, they got a black woman on drug charges. And so you're going to have a lot of people on the left say that it's because of racism, that this is the plight of black people around the world. Then you're going to have people on the right and say, she didn't care about America. She didn't stand for the anthem. And so you've got that culture war going on, which is something that Russia, since its Soviet days, has tried to stoke. They have pumped propaganda into the American system to try to create that division. So they accomplished that. They've got Russian media now saying, oh, this poor white heterosexual Marine committed the crime of not being intersectional enough, and that's why he wasn't, taken back. And so they are using this to stoke the flames of division in the United States. And of course, then they get someone who is going to be very helpful to them in this war against Ukraine. And so it's a losing on all sides for America, but the Biden administration doesn't see it that way. Let's play that clip from the press secretary.
On a personal note, Brittney is more than an athlete, more than an Olympian. She is an important role model and inspiration to millions of Americans, particularly the LGBTQI plus Americans and women of color. She should never have been detained by Russia.
All right. So, they're just saying it. This is part of why I think she was chosen. This is also, it's not because she's an American citizen. It's not because she's a human being made in the image of God. It's because she ticks all of these identity boxes that apparently this is important. And they're saying, it was Griner or no one. That was, the deal that we had. But MSNBC, they wrote a story saying it was Griner, Whalen, or no one. And then they changed it without saying that they changed it. And they said, actually, it was either Griner or no one. So I don't even know what was right. I would not be surprised at all if they had the option to get Paul Whelan, but they knew that this was going to help with progressive activists getting this person. So I don't know.
Yeah, this is something we see constantly, right? This shouldn't be a surprise at all. This is a choice that our leaders make on a very regular basis. They announce it constantly. Having all of these different descriptors puts you to the front of the line. There's a reason I said aristocracy, because that's exactly what it is. It's people who have specific privileges based on innate traits. And that's they're not hesitant to make it very clear from the podium of the White House press room who gets those benefits and who doesn't.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from Blaze TV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.